one. So I first want to start off by saying the reason why this is being uploaded today was because this is the first day of my college classes, and it started at 8 a.m. So when I got done with the games and finished typing it, it was just too late. I just felt tired, so that's why I didn't record it because I didn't want to give you guys like a bad quality reaction. So that's why I'm selling it today. Very sorry for on the delay. This is probably the first time it's gonna happen. So yeah, no, feel free to dunk on me in the comments. I don't care. But I just want to be honest up front to say this. But yesterday was only two games, and for it, it's Broncos versus Packers. Broncos won 27 to Packers 2. They basically scored first half. They just coasted the rest of the game. They had Zach Wilson playing towards the end of the game, which I'll talk about him in a moment. But overall, pretty boring game. Ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed the Packers getting whooped the entire time by the Broncos. So, as a Bears fan, of course, fuck the Packers. That's the point. And then there was only really two noticeable plays that kind of saw from the Packers. Just their mid quarterbacks, their QBs, they were playing 16 for 26 passes for 95 yards plus an INT, 2 carries for 18 yards. The reason why I kind of mention it is because if you look over at the Broncos, it's 8 for 9 passes for 80 yards and a touchdown, and 3 rushes for 12 carries. Bo Nix by himself basically did as much as the Packers did. QBs did. So that alone already was kind of a big kind of mention of why I feel it's kind of a noticeable thing. And then for Packers, there wasn't really anything else to note. As I said, I understand it's preseason, not playing starters, but at the same time it's kind of a thing where it's these backups should be playing better because what if the starter gets injured? So it's kind of that's kind of the main thing. And then Zach Wilson, he calls a safety towards the third quarter that I thought was dumb. That was the only reason why the Packers even scored. It should have been a shutout game, honestly. But that's the point. And honestly, my only real take is from the game is just kind of the Broncos is quarterback order. I think we just kind of figured it out. It's Bo Nix because he's been the most consistent out of all of them. He's been honestly the best. He led them in multiple times where he led them back in big games. Heck, there was multiple games where he single-handedly basically won them the game, non-stop. So I think Bo Nix is again continuing to dunk on the bust allegations from people criticizing him for being the Broncos. And honestly, I was part of that train. I ain't gonna lie, because I do not understand the Bo Nix getting drafted because they selling Wilson at that time before he kind of got we knew always gonna ship, but at the same time it's kind of he should have got someone else. Personally, I thought it would have been a Michael Penix probably, because I didn't expect Atlanta to take him that high. That was honestly my opinion. But no, yeah, but Bo Nix honestly has been proving me wrong. As I said, again, it's I understand the whole it's freezers and he's going against second strings and third strings, but at the same time it's he has been playing pretty well. I think he can actually have a pretty solid start for them. QB2, I have Jared Stidham. He consistently makes passes. He makes it consistently. However, he does have an interception problem because most games he's averaged at least an interception a game every time he plays. And actually, I've been subbed out before for having interceptions, so it's kind of it kind of sucks, but at the same time it's the other quarterbacks kind of cover it. And also he also has he's pretty consistent at getting involved in the rushing, especially with touchdowns, because he scored because he was one of the touchdowns. He was one of the touchdowns that the Broncos scored. I think it was in the second quarter. I think they scored a rushing touchdown, so I think that was pretty good. And then Zach Wilson's honestly he's just a wild card. We saw what he did in New York. He constantly would have games where he's pretty good, to almost under rated kind of. But then you have games where he would be oh, let me just throw these 3 picks real quick, and one of them have be a return, or let me just get this safety real quick. Even this game, he got sacked for a safety. Kind of sucks. I understand why. Is he has all this pressure. He wasn't really he should have gone that high in the first place. But at the same time, it's kind of he should be playing. He should be QB3 easily, just because of the fact that he's just a wild card. And honestly, I think if this was this lineup for the Broncos go into the regular season, I think they're gonna do well. They're still not gonna make the playoffs, but it's they're gonna at least have a solid future ahead of them. Next game is honestly is the Saints versus 49ers. Saints lost 10 to 49ers 16. Close game. It was very run heavy though. A lot of rushes for TDs. Like that was honestly like what all touchdowns were. It was all rushing touchdowns. Derek Carr honestly was the main kind of player enough because yeah, I understand he didn't lead the team in passes. It was Jake Heiner who led the team in passes with 100. It was like nine. No, it was like I don't know. It was like 70 plus yards or something like that passing. But Derek Carr, I just want to mention because he kind of had the bounce that game. And he also like was pretty efficient this game in terms of passing the ball. Like 79 passes, that's pretty good for the 47 yards. Not bad. And then Taysom Hill, 5 rushes for 21 yards and a touchdown. He was the only touchdown for the Saints, and also the secondary just does like, but mainly just defense as a whole. 8 pass deflections and like 2 sacks overall for like a defense. Very good, very good. Very good, honestly. Joshua Dobbs, 12 for 21 passes for 133 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, so pretty solid from that point. He did have 3 carries for 25 yards and a touchdown. He did kind of like lead the team in like rushes and passes, so it's kind of like consistently showing like kind of more like dual threat. And then Jacob Cowing had 4 receptions for 51 yards. He was the only like noticeable offensive player from the 49ers that was kind of like, oh, like he kind of like stand out and just kind of like how he played. He was just always there, just consistently. Pretty solid player. I think he could make a good like rotational piece, honestly, in my opinion. And then also like my only take would just be kind of like is like there's overall secondary. It's like multiple pass deflections, interceptions, and just a lot of tackles overall. Like again, like they've been like very destructive in terms of like passing because like all their games have been like low scoring all the time. So it's kind of like just their defense alone, but like the main thing is gonna be that secondary is what's gonna help them out in the regular season at least be competitive the entire time. Yeah, I haven't missed in the playoffs because I think offensively I think they're kind of like a little mid. It's like they just have like enough solid pieces and a great piece to really like be like, oh hey, we're gonna do well, except for Chris Olave. But at the same time, it's just kind of like you also need like that quarterback to pair alongside with a receiver. So it's like I think they're gonna like I still think they're gonna miss the playoffs, but at the same time it's kind of like I think they're still gonna do pretty well overall. And his main thing is gonna be the defense specifically in that secondary, and I think Oscar Chase would probably be like one of the better secondaries in like the NFL. I would argue it would probably be like if I were to give maybe like a top 5, I would probably say like themselves, like no order, themselves probably would give it to like probably say the Bears secondary has been pretty elite so far. I'm trying to think. Probably would say yeah like them, the Bears, probably Ravens will have have pretty good like secondary unit this year. Trying to think what else. I have a feeling that probably a team like not that no. Wait, who else? No, Texas has more of a defensive line unit, so I think Lions will probably improve more in the secondary I think this year, and Eagles. I think the Eagles will also like out there for secondary, so it's like honestly they'll probably be one of the better secondaries overall. And I mean that's my only take. And then the next slate of games will be on Thursday. We'll see the Colts versus Bengals and Bears versus Chiefs. Of course, I'll be watching those games actually post the video on the same day, not like this sort of stuff. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, I will actually like post like a video later today talking about like more of like my joke UFC tier list. I'm still gonna like do that today as more of kind of like oh hey this is on me, and it was like kind of like my mistake for it. So like yeah no like as I said it's like apologies for earlier, but it's like I just had consequences, so I just didn't want to like deal with it, you know. But yeah, no, it was just like that's about it for this video. I understand it's pretty short because it's only like 2 games. But yeah, no, it was just like